Round 15 continues in the Betfred Super League. Saints against the Rhinos. We're underway. Sweltering conditions here, but who will keep their cool in the cauldron of the Totally Wicked Stadium? And Saints with the first big collision. Jared O'Connor waits. Here now goes Ryan Hall. Two teams that have been miserly defensively so far this season, and it's going to be key who can break down those defences.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Leeds clearly, they're the story at the moment, aren't they? Bagging form, 5-game winning streak, conceding very few, making it really difficult for opposition sides to get over the try line. But St Helens, you know, they're still sat in 5th place for all the doom and gloom that surrounds this club at the moment. It is bizarre, and they have got a run of form together. They've won 3 of the last 4, albeit against lower opposition. I think we're set fair here for a cracker.
Well, that kick was almost a 40-20, but Saylor was there. He brings it back. In at fullback, no Jack Wells, but it is a list of stars missing for Saints. They're doing it tough at the moment. And they get it now. Looking to work out their own end. Kyle Felt, who was a 4-try hero last week at Salford. Here's Darryl Clark, jumps out of dummy half, bumps off Hanley. Not a bad run. The Saints look to make their way towards halfway. Here's Moses Mbai, kicks away from Lockie Miller. Miller will be hoping this skips away. Saints want to bounce, Saints want to bounce, they get one. What a kick it was from Moses Mbai. Nowhere to go for Miller. First win goes to Saints.
Brilliant kick, really well weighted, got a bit of luck in there as well. But look at the distance that's come from. Fully 55 metres, and they've pegged the Leeds Rhinos. They'll be forced to drop out. And this is, I think it's going to be a really important facet of the game, the kicking game this evening. It's a hot day, it's an oppressive temperature down on pitch side. These big forwards, they're going to want the ball in the hands, they don't want to be defending.
It was calm, Lockie Miller, but he didn't get the bounce he wanted. Will he get a bounce here off this restart? Almost does. Robertson will collect it, and he'll bring it back. And Saints start 40 away. So first attacking opportunity for Saints. Lomax to Walmsley. Nice a wrestle off O'Connor, which is easier said than done. Clark by short to Wingfield. Plays it in the back row.
That's all right, go 3.
Clark, Knowles almost through a gap. He's going to be some boots to fill next year, Morgan Knowles, when he heads off for pastures new. Here's Moses Mbai, finds Lomax. They're going to that right side, but they spilled it. Felt couldn't take it in, but Leeds looked to have the numbers there anyway.
Nice, poor error from Kyle Felt as well. He's under no pressure whatsoever. It's been a bright start for St Helens. Just he took his eye off the ball there. Was looking at what Riley Lunn was doing against him. But I say again, they've both got big packs of forwards. I think the bench have got a huge role to play. I think the kicking game is massive, absolutely massive this evening.
Yeah. Well, they've met twice this year. A Super League win at the Magic weekend for the Rhinos with a cup win for Saints. And Leeds almost up to the halfway line. They'll meet again in 3 weeks' time as well. So those 2 games could well have a big bearing on the final makeup of that playoff picture. Here's McDonnell over halfway for the Rhinos. Couple left in the set. Interested whether they test Saylor out with a high kick, because he's looking into the sun down that end of the field. Last one. Croft waits, Connor waits. It comes to Croft. He's going to send it high. It's a tester actually for Dagnall. Dagnall met it late, but met it on the full, but that's not a bad set from the Rhinos.
It's a good set, and it's really well finished with kick and kick pressure. And you're right, the pitch is divided into 2, isn't it? One side is going to be really difficult to concentrate on the flight of the ball in the sun. The other, well, it's bathed in shade at the moment.
It is very warm down at pitch level here tonight. He's going to have a bearing on the conditions. Walmsley towards and over the 20. Here's Lomax taking on the line, runs at Connor, who gets his man, but that was a good carry that from Johnny Lomax.
Go, tackle 5. Kick pressure.
And by again.
Middle.
Down the field.
Kick pressure, Morgan, be careful.
Ball with the skills. And he'll bring it forward up and over the 20. So it's set for set at the moment. Here goes Riley Lumb. Well, there we're missing one of the Super League stars. Jack Welsby out long term as well. He's got a smile on his face. There's a host of talent on that sideline, and look, I guess, look, there they are. There's some salary cap there, John Wells.
You're not kidding. There's probably about a third of it sat on the sidelines, but you know, it's a squad sport for a reason. This
it is. Here's Lumb with the ball over the top from Gannon. Look, they're doing it tough, but you get a red V shirt, you've got to be worth it. And it's an opportunity for those in the extra squad to get some game time. Connor. Here is Jake Connor, sends it high. Dagnall waits underneath it. Trying his full debut last week. He's safe under that one. He's looking to inch his way forward, but he's met by Gannon, a big tackle. Leeds knock out another set.
Yeah, really positive carry though. Took it well and then opened up the field, started centre field. It really takes a little bit of pressure off in terms of the line speed that Leeds Rhinos can apply.
Feeling we saw those two scorelines earlier on, two tight games, two low-scoring games. Be a night of fine margins. Saints edge over the halfway line into Leeds territory. Clark finds Lomax. Lomax short pass to Whitley. He's wrapped up. That's one for Saints. By waits at first receiver. He's going to look. He's going to send it towards Robertson and Felt. Off the ground was Miller. That's a great take under pressure. And Leeds come back up with the goods.
Nice. So it never looked like missing a beat. Did he, Lockie Miller there? So they cut the carve, oh dear me, and he's done the hard stuff really well, and then in the process of playing the ball has come up with the Leeds Rhinos' first error of the evening, and he curses himself. Well,
Leeds, when they score first, unbeaten, but they've got some serious defending to do here on the back of this.
Yeah, and that's normal. It's normal pressure. Cleared the ruck, and then he's dropped his lollies, and it's a gift really for St Helens. They've not had to work for this position, and the Leeds Rhinos, they're going to face the first genuine test of their line in this set of 6.
Miller knows it. Can his teammates bail him out with a defensive stand here? Saints split 3 and 3. Lomax feeds a scrum. Clark will get it to Lomax here. Lomax out the back to Saylor. Saylor with a step, but Newman's all over him, but that was high. Might have been Croft that was in there as well. And a penalty for the high tackle. And that was Newman, the first contact. Well, they're asking the question, Saints, whether they should take the 2. It wouldn't be a give-me kick. Well, they are going to have a shot at the 2 after all that.
That's probably an indication, I think, of what St Helens feel like this game is going to be like. I got to say, I agree with the decision. You know, they've been gifted possession. Kyle Felt's a consummate kicker of the ball. And Harry Newman's indiscretion could well mean the first 2 points for St Helens. It's just Saylor does him on the step. I think he's overchasing a little bit, it's Harry Newman.
Yeah, he's just getting there, hasn't he, on the footwork. Felt did kick some goals last week at Salford after Whitby went off with that failed head injury assessment. Goals in the NRL, of course. 3 from 5 last week, although it must be said, I think 4 of them were on the sideline and 1 of them did hit the post, so it's a pretty clean ball.
All right, look, if anybody's seen him in North Queensland Cowboys colours, I mean, the bloke's been metronomic. Racked up a whole heap of points for the Cowboys in his time there.
This is for the lead then. Never in doubt. Never looked like missing. Not a minute's fuss, so Newman's indiscretion is punished. Saints lead by 2. The home fans are happy early on here.
Yeah, it's a really smart decision as well. Driving over today, I could see nothing other than a really tight, bitterly fought contest. And I think that's it's a really smart decision. I'll tell you what else I saw as well in St Helens' last attack from deep. Darryl Clark, it's something he does less often these days, but I think when they've got the opportunity, him to duck out a dummy half, he's still got that pace and evasive footwork. I think that could cause some real problems as that ruck starts to open up.
It's collected by and by, gets it away to Walmsley, but the Blue are there to meet him, but Walmsley wins the collision. It's just over the 10. Early advantage to St Helens. And Leeds force an error.
Wait for the goal call, Morgan. Hold.
Infield. Look to the 30-metre line. Clark looking, eyeing up the danger. Passes to Lomax. Lomax again takes the line on. He's wrapped up. Clark off again. Spots the gap behind the markers. Picks up another 10 metres. He wanted another set. He's not going to get one. Here's Moses and By again. Kicks deep. Haul back on the 10. Should collect on the full. Does. Can he return it up and over the 20? He does. But an OK set on the back of points. They've got Leeds penned back in their own half again. Yeah, and again, it's that kicking aim, the long raking kick from Moses and By that's getting him out of trouble, because Leeds are doing a great job. Early plays in the set, they're not getting much change out of the Rhinos, St Helens at the moment. That kick's rescuing them. Long tackled. O'Connor finds Gannon. I thought he was outstanding last week in the win over Warrington. He plays the ball quickly. Here's Jared O'Connor trying to pinch some meters over the halfway line. He goes. Last one for Leeds. Decent gain in the set. Can they get a good kick away? Croft under pressure. Gets it high. Saylor's got time. Collects it on the full. Thinks about the pass. Hangs on. Runs straight at Callum Watkins. And Watkins says, you're not getting over the 20-metre line.
And still, it's a much better place where they start, and they can thank Morgan Knowles for that really good kick pressure. Honest kick pressure on Brodie Croft.
Well, those are the early stats and all the key metrics going the way of Saints, who lead narrowly on the scoreboard. Walmsley taken down on his own 40, but he's going to leave Watkins in the ruck. Here's Clark, gets it away. Here's Saylor. Saylor finds a little gap. Saylor going over the 40. Good run from him. Saints just starting to find some holes in this Leeds defence. Here now is Mbai again. Hoists it high. Riley Lum under pressure. Needs to get up and does just that. Held onto it. Good work.
Yeah, much better set from St Helens. And they've got that corner to play with now. They can really shorten up that defensive line and start to apply some pressure, go to work on this Leeds Rhinos. These are a really tough carriage from a corner of the field. You see Brodie Croft outshot already. He's looking to the players outside him. They want a spread play, and it's been overcooked.
Well, it has, but thankfully, Ryan Hall was there to collect and avert any immediate danger. Here is Croft, finds McDonald. He's wrapped up by Mbai. Leeds struggling here for metres. Their forward pack been going so well this campaign. Here's Palacia, leaves one on the ground. That was Whitley. But this is the last one. They're not yet over the 30. Here's Jake Connor. Connor sends it straight down the middle of the ground. Saylor ambles over to collect it. Gets a good bounce. Will pick it up on the 10. Here he comes, looking to launch a counter. And it's a good return from Saylor. Here's the hit. Palacia on Whitley.
I think he took every bit of Palacia, then did Matt Whitley. He got up and he's all right to continue.
Yeah, he didn't quite have his head in the right spot, did he? But he's thankfully okay. Saints, a narrow lead here. Here now is Robertson. Back in the starting lineup after those injury concerns. Clark, short, taken in. Kyle Felt over the halfway line. Last one. By's going to be under pressure from O'Connor. Sends it high. Hall retreats. Time to collect. Ooh, almost got through. Almost got through, but he hangs on.
And Morgan Gannon struggling in back play. I think he took a heavy contact in the last set of defence, and he's not 100%, Morgan Gannon.
Yeah, he's just rolling his neck a little bit. He has had those terrible concussion problems, of course, so that will be a concern for him and the Rhinos, but physio's with him at the moment, checking him over. Here now is Watkins, gets it away to Croft, digs into the line, good hands from Miller. Here's Newman. Newman cuts back in up towards halfway. Can he get an offload away? Does. It was touched and knocked on by Knowles. Well, there is a bit of a gamble from Newman, and Leeds are going to get another set just short of halfway.
Yeah, look, it was really good hands from Lockie Miller to put Newman on the outside in a pocket of space. I think Wingfield's done well initially to wrap him up, and then Morgan Knowles, he couldn't resist, could he? A hand in there just to break the play down. But as a result of Morgan Knowles' intervention there, Leeds are going to get another set of 6. And Morgan Gannon, we spoke about him not being 100%. I think he's going to be coming off for a head injury assessment.
Yeah, he's coming over to the near side. Now that is a blow. That is a blow, no doubt. Let's hope Gannon is okay. An outstanding talent. Rod Arthur, that'll cause a bit of a reshuffle, but they've got Bentley on the bench as well.
Look, it's not so much the immediate problems, it's Morgan Gannon himself. He's spent the entirety of last year out due to concussion issues. And I really hope that this is something and nothing, because what a player that we're going to get to enjoy for the rest of this Super League season before he joins the Warriors next year. Really, really good young talent. But he did roll out of that tackle really, really sluggishly. He caught a stray arm or leg in defence. It was against Harry Robertson. Yeah, just again, head in the wrong place, collected his back and his hip.
Well, here come Leeds then. Ball up to Newman. Newman looking to get it away to Hall. He's not got a lot of room. He has to take the tackle, but he's 10 over halfway. Newman in at dummy half. Fancies another run here. Harry Newman. That's a good carry as well. Takes some putting down, some good post-contact meters there. Set restart as well for the Rhinos. This is their first big chance. Here's Helens, finds Watkins. So 6 again then for the Rhinos. O'Connor finds Brodie Croft. Croft short past McDonald, but good defence. Dion Cross stands his ground with Moses and Mbai. Now to Croft again, gets it away to Watkins, short pass, Palacios puts it down. First chance for the Rhinos, and they come up dry.
Yeah, it's just I mean, the idea was great. Palacios hitting that hard line back on the inside shoulder of Johnny Lomax. It was a good tackle, good defensive read from the St Helens standoff, and Palacios just put the ball down. I tell you, just what you're seeing unfolding, how they swing from left to right. And if Lockie Miller comes out of the equation for a play, Callum Watkins as a newborn middle ball playing forward is a perfect link man.
He is. He's quite happy to take the carries as well, which is that extra threat. Saints now on their own 10. A game of limited opportunities so far, just the one Carl Felt goal.
Oh dear.
Knock on, Walmsley. Is he going to challenge this?
Yeah, an immediate call to challenge.
Well, he won a challenge last week, Alex Walmsley, at Salford, so is he going to get another one here?
Liam.
It was immediate, wasn't it?
Challenge from Saints. Challenging the on-field ruling of a knock-on.
Okay, there's a challenge of the knock-on ruling, so we're just going to play this through, see how this ball comes at the tackle. So O'Connor's hand is on that ball there, and you can see his arm forces the ball out after the tackle is complete, so therefore the challenge is successful, and it's a penalty to St Helens.
Alex Walmsley is becoming the king of the captain's challenge.
As he needs to show the way for the rest of the league, I think, and yet you could clearly see Jared O'Connor. He's trying to hold man the referee. It's that left arm just creeps in as Alex Walmsley's taking his feet, and he's doing his best. Jared, he gets through a mountain of work, that Leeds hooker, doesn't he? On that occasion, he's given St Helens a leg up. It was an immediate chance, straight away. Alex Walmsley, straight to his captain.
On a night where it's baking hot, you don't want to be getting marched back 20, 30 metres on the back of a penalty.
No, look, the heat magnifies the effect of having the ball in your hands and being able to attack, and magnifies the difficulty of having to defend. It really does.
Yeah, well, they're still on the negative side of the captain's challenges, but they got a win last week. Another game tonight, a big one as well, and an early try for Caius Fartilli. What a season he's having. 4-0 Wakefield lead Wigan. No Mike McMeekin for Wakefield either tonight. Big test for them against the champions. Here's Knowles, short to Leeds. Leeds carries strongly.
Good carry. Good hard-nosed carry from Leeds.
Ball here now with Lomax. Lomax gets it to Robertson. Robertson tries to duck underneath the tackle. Last one, says Jack Smith. Here's Lomax. A little bit on the back foot there. It's a kick into space. Miller in the end got it. Miller was set for a certain type of kick, and it was a bit off the cuff in the end. Yeah,
not a good end to a set whatsoever. He had his attacking players. And Tristan Saylor at fullback had swung right out to this left-hand side. I think for all money, everybody was expecting a crossfield kick.
Of NRL over the weekend. Souths against the Storm. Also tomorrow, Warrington Huddersfield 2:55 Sky Sports Plus. That's followed by Catalans League 5:25 on Sky Sports Plus. The Roosters take on the Cowboys 7:05. That's on main event. As Connor's going for a 40-20 here, or a 20-40 even. Doesn't get the bounce he wanted. Don't forget the Bench podcast available each and every Monday with Jenna and John. And on Wednesdays, The Verdict live 3:30 on Sky Sports News with Jenna and John.
Liking the footwork from Owen Dagnall. I think he's a player who's shown already in the limited time that we've seen him. Look, he's not prepared just to take a tackle. He's got great footwork coming into contact.
Yeah, he's quite a language style. He doesn't always set off at full speed, but he's almost weighing things up, isn't he, before he decides to put the foot down. Here's Clark. Clark skips across one, but O'Connor brings him down. Clark looking, asking, Felt scooting. Nowhere for him to go. Last one then. Clark back to Moses and Bai. Looks to kick it high. Ryan Hall is his target. Hall gets it. Lees lines him up. He got away from him. And he takes the tackle, 10 off his own line. Another good set from Saints.
Yeah, and you know that this game is going to open up. It's really important at this stage when they're going tit for tat. It's complete set, put distance on the kick and chase hard. That's got to be the remit for both clubs at the moment, because this will break open.
Here's Hanley. Up 20 off his own line. Leeds again. Struggling for metres. Hanley off the bench. Makes a good carry against his former side. Here now is Palacia. He drives it in and gets an offload away. Ball worked wide by Bentley. Here's Hanley. Whitley takes him down. There's a bit of a wrestling match going on the floor there between, I think it was Morgan Knowles and Palacia. Here is Connor. Aims downfield. It's going to swirl in front of Dagnall. Oh, what a touch that was. Sensational footwork from young Mr. Dagnall.
Well, he's got all the skills, hasn't he? And a real accelerator. I see what you mean. He's laconic style, and then just really accelerates into contact.
Yeah.
But what about this for some skill? Just a nice little tap up. Very nice.
It was one that could have gone horribly wrong. He brought it down beautifully. Darryl Clark. Here is Tristan Saylor. There's the ball, just short of halfway. Lomax attacking, Lomax dummying, can't quite get through the line.
Yeah, likes the short side, doesn't he, Johnny Lomax? You could see them flat, he called it.
But by again.
No quarter being asked nor given by either side at the moment. It's tight as a drum, isn't it?
Never had time that time. Has a look up. Can he get round the chasers? No, he can't. And that, look, the kick there is into the 10-metre zone, but the chase is just giving Leeds nowhere to go. Tired bodies out there already. We're just over the quarter point of the match. Here's Ryan Hall. Oh, that's come flying out, and that's a knock on. And that's another Leeds error. 2 errors they've made in their own 20.
Hey, look, the pressure that's been applied by St Helens. They're getting through their sets with more efficiency, fewer errors. They're cranking up the pressure on the visiting side. And in Ryan Hall's haste to play the ball's never really quite in control, and he's frustrated with himself. For those lip readers at home, disappointed I think would be a mild way of putting it. But here we go, Saints, another opportunity.
Well, we've just got a stoppage here because we've not got a ball on the field. Now we've got 2 on the field. Lockie Miller. Lockie Miller there has just thrown the ball to the ref, I think knowing there was another ball on the field there, so it just buys Leeds a little bit more breathing time. It's been a decent start from St Helens so far. Game that's as tight as a drum early on. Saints.
Sorry, Mike, they've completed all but one set. St Helens 10 from 11.
Here now is Lomax. There's going to be a penalty here.
Incorrect pack in the scrum. Is that the international sign for incorrect pack in the scrum? I think it is.
Okay. They're saying he broke too early.
Yeah, 91% completion for St Helens. They're doing the basics really well. Yeah, it's Bentley, wasn't it, who came out?
Yeah.
And once again, unsurprisingly, directly underneath the H's, they're going to go and take another 2 easy points here.
Yeah, they were frightened of the danger there, weren't they? Paul Wellens looks on. Look, he's without a host of star names. His side are on top here. They're playing it. It's a pretty basic game plan at the moment, but it's working effectively.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, it's all well and good issuing some really basic instructions. Your players have still got to go out under fatigue with opposition players flying at them and execute that game plan, as simple as that may be. And I think Saints have done a grand job so far.
Well, Felt 20 metres out, right in front of the post. Really slotted one from the left of the target. And he had another 2 here. Leeds are in a huddle. There's words being exchanged there. They're not in it at the moment. Just in terms of where the game's been played, it's been predominantly played in front of the Leeds end of the field. This set for 4 points to 0. Confident strike. 2 from 2 for Felt. And Saints are 4 points to the good. On a night where points might be at a premium, Saints are taking every opportunity they've been given.
Yeah, clinical, executed well, nothing fancy in backfield. Mistakes at an absolute minimum. 2 errors from St Helens in the opening 25-26 minutes of this game. 91% completion. 2 errors, that's all it took, 2 errors, and they've both been punished by the home side.
Bye, gets it away. Here goes Delaney. He's hit 20 off the Saints line.
Stand 2, Jared, you've got to stay with it. Pushing forward. 2. Stay your mind, Dion.
Morgan Gannon has emerged from the dugout and he's down at pitch side, so he has passed his head injury assessment. Well, that is good news for him and the Rhinos.
Absolutely good news. And just listen, for league fans in general, I think, you know, he's a really, really good player to watch. Massive future ahead of him. Pleased to see that he's going to be all right to continue.
This one for Saints. Here's a bye again. Sends it down, a swirler that Miller backpedals towards his own line. He's got fingers on it! Oh, wow! Tightrope walking. The Saints fans thought he'd gone out, but Miller survives.
Cool as you like. I mean, the ball moved 10 metres fully in the air.
Are they having a look at this?
You can check where it steps.
So they are going to have a look at this.
Tackle 1, off we go. It's tackle 1.
Well, I think he's done really well.
Play your ball, Lockie.
Nowhere near.
Play your ball, Lockie.
Jack Smith said on the microphone that he's allowed to check where the feet were, so they checked it, and now a problem here for Ryan Hall, holding the back of his head. What's happened here? Once again, the referee's going to stop play here. Again.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of half a crusher, isn't it? And I think the referee's right. There's no foul play. The Wingfield's actually trying to wrap the ball up, and Ryan Hall has backed and tucked into that tackle. The painful doesn't make it any less painful whether there was foul play or not, but Ryan looks like he's good to continue.
Or is he going to get green carded? Let's have a listen.
Tackle two. Ryan to play the ball. Ryan, play the ball.
Well, he's had some input from the radio referee, because he was heard on field, Jack Smith, saying there was no foul play, so they were into green card territory. So he's obviously been fed a little bit of information suggesting that Wingfield could be placed on report, but pleased to see Ryan's good to go. Leeds are good to go.
Leeds need some meters. Impressive last week against Warrington. 5 wins on the spin arriving here, but this has been a far from fruitful hunting ground for them over the last few years, that is for sure. Last one, they need a good kick. Connor sends it downfield. It'll bounce in front of Saylor. Saylor, though, gets a nice bounce, and he'll return it already up to the 40. Little sidestep. And he starts right on the 40. Big advantage St Helens at the moment.
You were talking about...
Oh, that's blown it. That's blown it. Incorrect play of the ball. He's not happy, but that is an unforced error.
Yeah, his referees adjudge that he's not fully in control of his body. He's not balanced when he's playing that ball, and that's a potentially it's a really big moment here for a small indiscretion. He's actually got the mechanics of it right. Has just overbalanced on playing the ball. Here come Leeds.
Slim pickings for Leeds so far. Just that one set when Palacier dropped the ball inside the 20. Here's Watkins, all gone away. Flicks the ball out the back. Oh, beautiful from O'Connor. Finds Connor. Here's Gannon. Gannon's pass goes to ground, and Felt picks it up. And Saints are looking to get away.
What a crazy passage of play. Crazy passage of play. I mean, I was surprised that Callum Watkins found an offload.
Oh, now a penalty conceded. Felt not only comes up with a ball, but comes up with a penalty. O'Connor is told to move out of the way. Well, fine margins. Leeds broke through, but couldn't capitalise.
What a passage of play this was. Callum Watkins out the back, footwork. That catch was brilliant from Connor. Gannon into a hole, and then it's just that last pass. Probably didn't need to be forced. There were tackles in the bank. Tackles in the bank, and then Jared O'Connor. Well, we know his dad's a feisty one. I think he's inherited that gene, hasn't he, Mark?
I'm not saying anything.
He's not here, he can't do anything.
All over halfway, there he is, Jared O'Connor. Saints back in Leeds territory again. Knowles, another tough carry. Clark finds and by looking to find Saylor. Short pass intercepted. Now Ryan Hall. Can he roll back the years? He's away and racing. Robertson's after him. They're all after him. Ryan Hall is going to be tackled. Did he get to the line? They've dragged him in touch. But it's a penalty for Leeds. Jack Smith says the tackle was complete. No, he hasn't. He's going to give a 20-metre restart. Sorry, I thought he didn't signal for a penalty there.
I'll tell you what, take a look at Harry Robertson. Ryan Hall was brilliant in the first instance, but top of your screen, scrum cap. I mean, he's got metres to cover. He's absolutely flying, Harry Robertson. Ryan Hall pins his ears back, goes for the corner. That is a stonewall, genuine, bona fide try-saver. absolute try-saver from Robertson.
Well, they're going to check it now. Leeds, I believe, are challenging.
Leeds are challenging the decision of a 20-metre restart. They believe it's a flop that caused him to go in goal.
How long do you have to make the captain's challenge? Is there a time?
Yeah,
Okay, the
go
captain's
explain it.
challenge. They're challenging the ruling of a 20-metre reset. Let's play it through then, please. So Hall's in possession of the ball at this point. You can see Hall's in possession. So at what point is the ball up there? That's the key. Have you got the behind angle, please, just to show me? It's all about if the ball is up at this point. So go back, please. So I can see the ball. Play it from this point. So the ball is up there at that point. The ball is up. The ball's always up. So he's entitled to come in at that point to complete the tackle as it's not complete. So the tackle is never complete, and he's taken dead in goal. Therefore, the challenge is unsuccessful.
It looked pretty straightforward at the time. Robertson's effort absolutely magnificent, and because he didn't have the ball or the arm on the ground, it's a fair game.
Look, it's just a scrambling defensive unit that is not willing to let Ryan Hall have any chance of getting that ball to ground. That's a genuine passage of play.
Look
And
at
Leeds,
this.
well, they've not taken it well, have they?
Look at this! Not the equivalent of a quarterback sack on Kyle Felt there. Great effort from Robertson, though. Hall, he went for it, didn't he? He pinned his ears back and he got tackled by a superb bit of defence.
Absolutely. The moment of the match so far. Brilliant piece of play. Great from Ryan Hall. Even better from Harry Robertson.
But a good aggressive start here to this set. Leeds hit hard. Holroyd into the action, putting himself about. Cameron Smith, 150th Super League game for him tonight. Oh, ball on the ground, but I think there's going to be a whistle here. Leeds were offside, and Leeds, aggressive in defence, have stepped over the mark.
Yeah, look, Ash Hanley has just absolutely barrelled out. There's a couple who've missed the jump. I think Morgan Gannon right next to the referee. Ash Hanley, he was looking for a read on Johnny Lomax, set off just a second too early. And the referee now talking to Ash Hanley, the Leeds co-captain, and saying things are starting to get a little bit needly.
More penalties conceded by Leeds. The Saints have kicked 2 penalty goals. Leeds have had a couple of half chances and haven't been good enough to take them up to press. Here's Delaney. Big period this before half-time. Can Saints extend their lead? Clark to Knowles. Finds them by. Finds Saylor. Moves it on to Dion Cross. Puts off Newman, who came back and gets his man. 30 out from the Leeds line.
Starting to warm up a bit, Mark, isn't it?
It is. Here now goes Leeds. 15 out. Couple of tackles left in the set. Lomax finds Saylor. Quick hands for Felt. Felt finds his space closed down pretty quickly by Gannon. And the tackle made. This will be the 5th and last. Ball to Mbai, under pressure, runs across, he's kicking out wide, looking for Dagnall. Hall gets up above him and Hall takes the tackle. 10 off his own line, but Saints have got Leeds penned in their own end again.
Yeah, there's some line speed now here from Saints. They're going to return the favour, return the serve. The ball was well taken by Ryan Hall. I think he had some really smart help from Harry Newman, just nudging Owen Dagnall off. And now St Helens just too eager again. They're going to give up real estate here and let Leeds out.
Oh, that costly error from Saints. Here now Sam Lasoni coming on as he does just before the half-time to be the wrecking ball. Can he break open this Saints defence? Plays it on halfway. Ball now works its way to Connor. Here's Holroyd. Thanks Wormsley, poised and ready to come back on. Here's Jake Connor, short pass Lasoni. Rumbling his way forward. Eventually tackled. Here's O'Connor, fires it now to Brody Cross. Short pass, McDonald could take it in and Saylor could be away, but Croft gets back, makes the tackle. Another Leeds attack ends with another Leeds error.
Well, I tell you, but for the quick thinking and quick feet of Brody Croft, Saylor could have been away there. And again, front foot stuff, short side, just a little bit too much, well anticipated by Dion Cross.
Wormsley back into the action. Knowles dummies and goes again. Leeds have had minimal territory, but every time they do get over halfway, they look like something's going to happen. Yeah,
well, look, I think if Brad Arthur's, as soon as he gets hold of his charges in at half-time, is, look, when you're down there, they've played an awful lot early in the tackle count. They've almost clicked and switched into attack mode. I think they need to be a little bit more patient.
Here's Mbai under pressure, goes high. I've thought about the charge down, in the end let it go. Miller collects. Right here, Saints are down on Troops, but they're in front. Wakefield are down on Troops. They are 10 points to the good over champions Wigan. Josh Griffin with a try. It's live over on Sky Sports Plus right now. I have to say, that's a bit of a turn-up for the Bucks.
No, Wakefield have been playing some really good rugby this year, haven't they? Really exciting to watch, as is this game. You feel that as tight as it is now, they cannot keep going at this pace. Something is going to give somewhere soon.
Here's Cameron Smith. Brings it forward. Tackle 4. Sonny. Oh, thought about the pass. It might have been on there to Miller. Opted not to give it. Last one. Jake Connor. Oh, he's going to skip past one. Needs to find a pass. Does gets it out to Hanley. Hanley's just going to send it high. Well, that is an absolute shocker.
Well, look, Hanley skews it into touch. Jake Connor, we were listening to Brad Arthur talking to Brian and the gang pitchside pre-game, and he was saying, look, he doesn't mind backing Jake Connor and allow him to show his skills off, so long as he backs it up with the side. Now, that's one of those examples. So he saw Alex Wormsley, the instincts kicked in, went into the backfield, found a pass. It's the response off the back of it now.
Hanley's got to do better than that. He had time as well there, Ash Hanley. We're really disappointed with that. Here's Wormsley. Ball here now with Delaney, almost got through the line. Holroyd hung on in the end. Here comes Saints, looking for the first try. Kick over the top, Sailors after it. Oh, the bounce favoured Miller. Leeds get very lucky, and then they fire it wide to Lum. What are they doing, John?
Oh, wow, I tell you, it's so good to watch, though. Not great, I'm sure, for Brad Arthur's blood pressure, but Lockie Miller to the rescue once again, because he was shallow. Lockie Miller was looking at what was in front of him in the defensive line. I think he'd gone to plug a hole, and he's so quick and so alert, he got back.
Well, Moses Mbai spotted who was in front of him, but here's an error. Here's an error. 3 times now Leeds have cocked up the ball in their own 20. It cost them 4 points on the previous 2. Are there more points coming for St Helens before the break?
Never really secured the pass. He was still juggling with it, wasn't he, when Johnny Lomax got around the ball and made contact. And once again, with under 2 minutes on the clock, Saints in prime position. Brad Arthur busy making notes for half-time.
This is a key passage of play. If Saints can score here, then they have a huge second-half advantage to come. Clark finds him by, gets it away to Saylor. Saylor with a little step. Can they get underneath him and get him over the sideline? No, they can't. Dagnall adds his weight to the challenge to stop that happening. Ball now here with Wormsley. Wormsley 12 out. Saints lining up to the right. Saylor to the left. Clark goes to... No, he wanted to go to Saylor. Goes to Mbai. Mbai gets it away here. Delaney will settle things down again. They're 5 out. Still got plenty of tackles left in this set, Saints. and by to Sailor, quick hands, here's a chance, cross with a dummy! Cross scores! Great skill from Dion Cross, and he slices through the Leeds defence. His second try for St Helens, and once again, Leeds are punished for dropping the ball in their own half.
Brilliant passage of play from the scrum. They toiled, hadn't they, in a number of occasions and had the possession of the position. This time, it unfolds. As the set unfolds, they get it right, they click, and it takes 1/2 second from Tristan Sailor to really open up this Leeds Rhinos right edge. It all came from the defensive work from Johnny Lomax, which rocked the ball loose from the grasp of Morgan Gannon. And then take a look at the hands here. Brilliant hands under pressure from Harry Newman. The dummy sent Hall the other way. And Dion Cross, signed mid-season from Salford Red Devils, dives in the corner, and it was a crucial passage of play, and you feel a really timely score for St Helens.
He's happy. Why wouldn't he be? Dion Cross, signed from Salford mid-season. This will be the last kick then of the half. That's how close Leeds were to surviving. Brad Arthur, big team talk needed here if they're going to keep the winning run going. They've not been in it too often first half. Felt 2 from 2. This is toughest assignment so far. But this might get the biggest roar of the night so far if he can slot this over. 41%. I've been going a little bit higher than that for a man of his calibre. Kick this wide, the siren goes in the background, and it's Saints in the ascendancy here. Couple of penalties early on, and then Cross with a try.
Absentees, chief amongst them, Jack Welsby. This would be, you would say, a landmark win for St Helens in season 2025. Jodie, if they can close it out.
Yeah, well, this is exactly what they need, I think, to kickstart the rest of the season now. Look, you can make all the excuses in the world for the absentees they've got, but they've still got quality out on that field, and you've not been quite pulling it together, whereas tonight, and this first 40 minutes has been exactly what they've needed.
Yeah, just a word of Johnny Lomax, this man. I thought he had a great half, took the line on. So did Moses and Bai with his kicking game out of position. Darryl Clark running out of 9. It's easy to do when you've got a bulk of possession.
It's there for the Saints. They lead 8-0 at half-time. How will the Rhinos respond? You'll find out now in the company of John Wells and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Brian. Big second half to come for the Rhinos if they're going to keep their unbeaten run going. Can Saints close the gap on those above them? We're about to find out here. Second half underway. Lockie Miller's right boot sends it towards Kyle Felt. He takes it on the full. He gets it away. And here goes Delaney. Big collision there. John Wells alongside me. John, you managed to grab a word with the Saints backroom staff. What did they have to say at half-time?
Yeah, Paul Wellens and company just walked by, so we grabbed him, asked him, you know, what his main message was to his charges. Look, 40 minutes of the exact same thing, please. You could characterise his response as really happy, gritty, tough, but clean as well. He's a happy coach.
Yeah, so he should be. Much higher completion rates. Knowles gets it away. Leeds errors were punished inside their own half, and when they did get down the other end, they were wasteful in possession. This one here for Saints. That try before half-time, a game changer, as Mbai steps out and hoists it high. Miller waits and Miller collects. Here he goes forward to the 20, and Saints complete another set.
I didn't realise just how low the completion rate was for the Leeds Rhinos. 57-58% coming into the start of this second half. You know, a lot of that is attributed to errors in possession, and those 3 of those wasn't the wrong end of the field, but also, as Jody mentioned at half-time, just overplaying the hand. Tackles in the bank, weren't able to build any pressure, and that's going to come back and bite them if they don't work on that element of the game pretty soon.
Yeah, I dare say Brad Arthur's message will be, look, when we get down there, let's just be patient. But they've got to get down there, and that's one thing Saints have done well. They've limited this Leeds pack going forward.
Yeah, absolutely they have, yeah. I think the line speed's been great. They've been really consistent. And they're forcing Leeds into clearing kicks like this. Well taken again by Dagnall. He had to flirt with the touchline. And look at the work here now. That work is not for him. That work moving back to the centre of the field is not for him. That's for his teammates, and to stop a massive piece of line pressure coming on the next tackle.
Yeah. And if he gets tackled on the touchline, it's easier for Leeds to pen Saints in. Not the option now. Here goes Robertson. That tackle on Ryan Hall might yet be the definitive moment in this match. Absolute world class from the youngster.
That was a special play. Special play.
It was. Tackle made by Bentley on Clark, who Connor's down, holding the back of his head here. Problems for Leeds. Here goes Whitley. Jake Connor in trouble. Last one. Leeds a player down, and Bai sends it high. Hall under pressure. Beaten to it, but not forward by Dagnall. And that'll be the turnover. It was worth the gamble for the Saints youngster.
It was. He got himself in good position, didn't he? And just have a break in play, because Jake Connor only just making his way back into defensive line. And that's a concern for everybody, isn't it? But it looks to be okay. Thumbs up from the physio.
I wonder if there might have been a bit of friendly fire in there. Pretty innocuous, the tackle. Wasn't so friendly. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I think it's an overreaction, isn't it, by Jake Connor.
Here's Smith. Here is Connor. Gets it away to Hanley. Hanley steps. Good tackle there from Robertson again, as Bentley was looking for the offload. Set restart for Leeds. Their first of the night. Here's O'Connor. Opportunity for Leeds. Here's Holroyd. A chance to do some strong running. Is there an instant response from the Rhinos? Smith gets it away to Croft. Croft with a little shake of the hips. Good sliding defence. Knowles in. Gets his man. Here's Cameron Smith. Short pass to Holroyd. Better from Leeds. Now can they put something on the end of it? O'Connor gets it away. Smith had to step. Nowhere to go. Last one for Leeds. Can they get a repeat set? Or can they go one better and get points? O'Connor finds Connor. Connor fires it wide. Hanley, the defence slides. Nowhere for him to go. He'll get it back here to Miller. Miller steps out of a tackle. He fires it to Croft. Croft now takes on the line. Rolls in the kick. He might get on it himself. He doesn't, but he will get the goal line dropout. Croft off the cuff, and Leeds should get this back.
Oh, look, and the difference is really visible, isn't it? They've come out, put a set together, put pressure on at the end of it. And again, it took Owen Dagnall being in the right place at the right time to tidy that one up. And for the first time, probably, in this game, the Leeds Rhinos have put a really positive set together. Some direct running, some direct carries, challenging the defence.
Well, there's Brad Arthur, who labelled that first half the worst 40 minutes of the season. Make sure they don't end up chasing the scoreboard, was his message. Here's Lassoni. Here we go! Strike Lassoni.
Jeez, I love this game. I love this game, and that's why. Wow.
That is insane.
Jeez, he just got picked up speed. He's like a runaway train trying to stop a piano. Oh, wow.
Here's Croft, finds Miller. Good work, but Miller's still going. Miller going for the line. Can he get up? Oh, he passed it. Got it to Hanley. Try long. If Lump's grounded this is a sensational finish. Fluff won last week against Warrington, but has he grounded this? Has he stayed in the field of play? Jack Smith thinks he has, and Lockie Miller might just have unlocked the Saints' defence.
Into possible grounding.
Okay, like this is the try on field, so we're first reviewing if there's any obstruction. So you can see he's in possession of the ball, still in possession. Now you can see there's sufficient depth there, so I'm happy to play on from this point. There's no defender being materially disadvantaged. So playing on now, looking at the grounding. Nice and slow. And the ball is grounded. Just confirm the legs are still maintaining the field of play. And they do. And they have a decision.
Millimetres to spare, but Riley Lum is over for Leeds. And Brad Arthur does have an instant second-half response. Great work from Lockie Miller. And Lum squeezes in right at the corner, and Leeds half the deficit.
Oh, what a brilliant finish and a great start to the second half from the Leeds Rhinos. Riley Lum with his 10th try of the season. He's the Rhinos' top try scorer, but you can trace this back to Sam Lissoni's barnstorming run and the collision with George Delaney. That's a thing of beauty. And then from there, Leeds Rhinos at their best. Brad Arthur said the first 40 was the worst, but I'll tell you what, this is vintage Leeds Rhinos. Lockie Miller able to ride tackles. The outlet is Ash Hanley, and Riley Lum is becoming an accomplished finisher, isn't he? But the footwork here, the balance from Lockie Miller, we know he's a formidable tackle buster. 78 coming into the start of this round, third in Super League. He's a real danger, isn't he? And Riley Lum, that's a composed finish in the corner, and Leeds are alive.
They are. And this a tough kick for Connor. This to move them back within 2. The kick on the way. Oh, it's hit the post, the inside of the post. Millimetres away from Connor. That was as close as they come, and this was pretty close as well.
Guys, but look, everything about this was much more potent than the first half. You start with Brodie Croft straight in the lineup. The work from Miller midfield was exceptional, and then Handley unselfishly, Lum in the corner. It just started off too far towards the left-hand upright as Connor was facing it.
Look, that's some statement from Brad Arthur, labelling that first 40 minutes the worst of the season so far.
Well, whatever he said, well, the rest of what he said has elicited a reaction, hasn't it? It's got a response.
Tom Holroyd's done well. That was a devilishly difficult restart, and he got it in the end. Paul Wellens also made reference to that Harry Robertson tackle as an offload here from Leeds. He's got Lissoni on his inside. Lissoni now bumping off players. He said that Robertson tackle is the standard that everyone else has to follow.
Yeah, right, well, I'll tell you what, that's a high standard.
It is. It's not a bad run from Leeds. That offload has just given them a bit of breathing room here. Again, swings again. Smith to Connor. Connor to Miller. Miller to Hanley. Quick hands Lum. Lum has to cut back in. Bumps off one. Can't get rid of... Ooh, is that a crusher or a high one? There was definitely contact in there. Maybe the game is just turning a touch.
Well, Leeds have got the tails up, haven't they? Riley Lum back at infield, and it's just a ball, just a snaked arm from Kyle Felt. Nothing on that. Quick tap. That's 20, 30 easy meters from Lockie Miller.
Well, he did that a few times at Warrington earlier in the season. He's becoming a bit of a trademark. 30 out Leeds. Are they going to go back to back? Bentley plays it deliberately. O'Connor finds Smith. Smith takes on the centre of the field and is tackled. 25 out. Leeds have already had more good ball in this second half than they did in the first half. Here's Croft. Croft dummies, but Morgan Knowles is not going to fall for such actions as that. Sonny ramps up again, looking to offload, still looking to offload, still looking to go. 8 away, plays it now, told to get to his feet. O'Connor trying to pinch one, takes Saylor to the line, and Saylor holds him up a yard short.
Very, very close from Jared O'Connor. Just the pace of the entire set, everything off the front foot, generated real momentum around the ruck. And Saints have been on the back foot for the opening 10 minutes of this half, and they're going to have to do it tough here as well. Kyle Felt with the first carry. He's got monstered by 4 Leeds defenders.
Well, they're going to bring on Parsi here, Saints. They could do with him now. Here's Sailor. Oh, he slipped. He slipped, and that's a penalty. And Leeds let them off.
Well, McDonald's tried to line him up here. You'd see he's gone to line him up, and it's a fall in Tristan Sailor. But it's a penalty. It's a penalty nonetheless. It's probably only glancing contact with the head, but it didn't look good, did it? So another relieving penalty for Saints. Boy, they needed that.
They did. 11 minutes gone in the blink of an eye. Saints 8, Leeds 4. Here is Knowles, offers the dummy. Connor makes the tackle. Here's Parsi now. Parsi looking to take Leeds back. Good carry. Been left out of the team in recent weeks. He's back in it now. Ball now with Moses and Bai. Gets it away to Sailor. Sailor short. Nowhere to go. Crosshead bandage is tackled. Last one for Saints. Looking to post some points of their own, and Bai hoists it high. Felt is coming. He's after Riley Lum. Felt bounces it back. Parsi couldn't take it in. The big man's hamstrings weren't long enough for that one.
Jeez, it was a big ask, wasn't it, for Parsi? But I'm surprised they've not gone for that earlier, St Helens. Kyle Felt is a really dangerous aerial threat. He actually called for this. Called Moses and Bai pre-play. Wanted the ball over there. Wanted to challenge in the air.
We've had points here, and we've had points across at Wakefield, and the champions who did hit back through Adam Kieran. But Tom Johnstone has put Wakefield back again, 10 points to the good. Second successive week that Wigan are having problems in West Yorkshire. They scraped it late last week against Huddersfield. Are they going to do the same again over on Sky Sports Plus? This one is in the balance as well. Your reaction, John Wells, says it all.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's nothing doing. It's just an unforced error. A momentary lapse in concentration from Jake Connor. He takes that 99 times out of 100. And Brad Arthur's boys back on the back foot. It's been a blistering start to the second half, and the Leeds Rhinos have come out of the dressing room smarting from the comments by Brad Arthur. Probably a little... and we'll take a look at Morgan Gannon here. So he's had a torrid time, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Off for a concussion, and then it's in the moon boot.
It is. Oh, that was a risky pass, but Felt gets on the end of Sailor's tip on. Magical hands from Sailor. Saints almost away. Now it's their turn to build some pressure. Here goes Parsi. 12 out. Can Saints re-establish a 2-score lead here? Ball works its way into the hands of Sailor again. Digs into the line. Nowhere for Robertson to go. Tackled 6 out.
Loves a short side. Loves a short side, Johnny Lomax.
Parsi again will look to dent the line. Oh, he offloads. Good offload as well. Gets it away to Knowles. Knowles tries to bump off one, but Bentley's all over him. But Leeds are just hanging on a touch here. Saints got a couple of tackles left. And Bai comes back to Delaney, and Bentley hit him hard, but he offloads it back to Parsi. Ball over the top was on momentarily. Here's Cross, wrapped up 10 out. Some big hits going in here, second half. It's all on the line. And Bai is coming out to Felt again. This is a great kick. Felt rises, but Lum beats him to it. Brilliant from the youngster.
Oh, really well taken. And just pops that St Helens balloon momentarily. The young lad's done incredibly well there. But the danger's not over because Saints are now ramping up. What about this for a shot? Both sides taking the handbrake off in the second half. That time Bentley with the shoulder.
Here we go. Chip over the top. bounce, awkward, but collected by Newman. Wow, talk about rolling the dice. Leeds rolled it and came up 6-6.
The players are just hammering each other at the moment.
Set restart again for Leeds. Here's Watkins. This could go anyway. Anything could happen here tonight. We expected a blockbuster and we are getting one. Leeds weren't very good first half. They've been much better second half. Saints turn to defend. Here's Croft. Croft prizing the middle of the defence.
So dangerous going at the line, isn't he, Croft?
Here's Watkins, felt he was tackled off the ball there. Here's Connor, finds Hanley inside the 10. Leeds looking to level up. End-to-end action. Bentley to Connor to Smith. Moves it to Croft. Big step. Ball over the top. Oh, it's a poor pass. It's a poor pass, and Saints celebrate like they've just scored a try.
Well, there's some brilliant stuff to watch there from Leeds earlier in the set. I mean, the end to it, the pass was overly ambitious, and it's caught Ryan Hall out on the edge, but Brodie Croft running the football, I mean, that is a real danger. Red alert signs go up, and the scramble defence has had to be really, really good from St Helens. The puff of the cheeks from Brodie Croft. But I'll tell you what, there's 24 minutes left of this game. You're right, anything can happen. It's a 4-point ball game. Both sides take the handbrake off. It's going to start opening up. What a brilliant finish we've got on our hands here.
Saints survive. The Saints fans are getting involved, but he's lost it. Knock on Kyle Felt. Well, Leeds were punished seemingly for every mistake they made in the first half. Now it's Saints who are just coughing up one or two cheap balls. Yeah,
Holroyd wrapping the ball up. He's doing enough. I think he's really good in attack. He's Holroyd, no nonsense stuff, and he's equal to the task in defence as well. It's a loose carry from Kyle Felt. Yeah, young Tom Holroyd, I think he's been outstanding this season, along with James McDonnell, his back row partner.
Here come Leeds. Here's Bentley against his former club. 49 appearances in the Red V. A couple of grand finals as well. Here's Smith. 30 out from the line. O'Connor to Miller to Croft. Croft fires it wide to Newman. Newman with a little skip step. Skips away from one tackler, but he's surrounded by red and white shirts. He's got nowhere to go. Ball to Croft. Gets it up for Holroyd. Finds Watkins. Watkins trying to break through centre field. You can feel the tension building. Short pass, Holroyd. Inside the 10. Last one.
Croft's calling for it here.
He is, and he's going to get it. He's got bodies out the back. Miller, one-handed catch. One-handed catch, dumps it on the ground. Newman puts the kick up. It's as good as a pass for Saylor, who could be a threat going the other way. Up to the 20. And tackled. Saints again, hang on.
Good positioning. Good get out of jail from Tristan Saylor. And now Leeds. They're really putting front-loading energy. They're going to get off the line here. That's the first of 6 tackles. You watch the line speed here.
They've got to be disciplined, but they also want to put the big shots in to keep Saints down that end of the field. Ball here to Moses and by his kick downfield. Miller streaks across and catches it on the full. He brings it back. Advantage Leeds. They start 8 short of halfway.
Yeah, look at the stats as well. 50-50 possession. The Leeds Rhinos still need to work on that completion rate, or it's creeping up. Everything else tight as a drum. Tell you what, that kick was exactly the right decision. And against most fullbacks in most teams, that would have found the ground, not Lockie Miller.
He's made up probably 30 or 40 metres there while the ball's in the air. He's that quick. Here's Watkins. Big shot goes in from Noah Stevens, the youngster off the bench. O'Connor gets it away now. Here's Croft. Finds Miller. Newman on the charge outside him. Miller drops it. Did he regather it? He did. Last one. Saints fans not overly happy with the call, but I think it was the right one in the end. Here now is Croft. He's going to send it high. Saylor. Felt looking at it. Ball batted back. He's gone way back here. Needs collecting by Hanley. Can he find a pass? He does. Finds Riley Lung. Leeds are going backwards. Lung with a little chip over the top. But all the players in front of him are offside. Nobody can make the tackle. And Dagnall will clear up the danger. And Dagnall's looking to attack. Dagnall down the sideline. Still going. Up to halfway. Mesmeric run from the teenager.
Really brilliant, positive play from Dagnall. And Saints now in the box seat. The momentum swings in this game, Mark, ridiculous.
They are. It's going to break one way or the other. We have no idea which way. Dagnall getting his boots back on. He lost his boot in that run. Here's Darrell Clark. Here's Lomax. Short pass, but Leeds was a standing target there. They were after him. There is Dagnall, the youngster, just his second start in the Super League.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's making a statement, isn't he? If he was in the 2026 Rugby League game, he'd have speed of 90-odd. He showed a brilliant pair of heels there in making that break.
Last one. Leeds are short to the left, but they've come right. Here's Lomax. Lomax short to Whitley. Oh, that was forward. That was forward. And it was a long way forward as well, much to the relief of Leeds.
Johnny Lomax, yeah, the pass to Whitley and the return ball clearly forward. Ball handed over, but I'll tell you what, Saints found themselves in this position because of this. A mercurial run by a young, inexperienced player.
Knock on from Leeds. Massive, massive moment. Tempers on the boil. Leeds, error.
Look at this. I mean, Matty Leeds, how aggressive do you want to be? And after the ball as well. That's why you got a number of other players interested. But just, he's taken it upon himself to smash, to hammer James McDonald. He said in the first half, no quarter asked nor given. Well, on that occasion, Matty Leeds has gone this far, no further, I'm having you. And forces the mistake from the Rhinos.
Play breaks down, we don't need players running in direction. We're fine with intensity, that's all good. Let's not cross the line, boys, yeah? It's going to be a scrum for the knock-on.
Paul Wellens, nervous, looking on. His side was so good first half, but they've got a chance here. And every time Leeds made a mistake first half, they punished them.
Don't think St Helens' quality has gone down in that second half. I think the Leeds Rhinos have come to the party, haven't they?
Here's the scrum play. They hold it in. They've got an opportunity. Lomax out the back. Here goes Dagnall. Dagnall's in. Saints celebrate. Second try in 2 starts for the teenager. His run led to the field position, and he finishes it off. Saints lead 12-4.
So much to like about that. Not least the try scorer. Look at him celebrating in front of the fans. What an introduction to Super League for this man. It's a really well-taken finish, but the build-up play was sublime as well. St Helens afforded the position because of the defensive work from Matty Leeds, and once again, in position, take full advantage. It was a superb break to start the whole process off. This is Dagnall from his own half. Really positive, really confident. And then at the end, from the scrum, held in. Look at the delayed pass here from Lomax, takes it right into the line. And again, Tristan Saylor with some silky hands. That took some finishing as well from Owen Dagnall. And have we just witnessed the key moment, the defining moment in this game? And what a game it's been, Mark. It's been sensational.
It has. From Leeds' perspective, 4 errors in their own 20 and 4 scores for St Helens. They have taken every chance Leeds have given them.
Well, that's all you can ask as a coach and as a fan of St Helens. That's all you can ask for. Take opportunities when they are presented to you. Owen Dagnall Well, that's a name I think will be seen in the Saints shirt a lot more frequently in weeks to come.
2-2 starts now. Felt hoping to add the extras from out wide. Remember, Jake Connor's conversion hit the post earlier. This one's not going to hit the post. It's going straight through the middle. 14 points to 4. There are those having the watch on tonight, and they're loving it. Absolutely loving it here.
Johnny Lomax, I think he's the key in this. Look how deep he goes into the line, the players he attracts, the late ball, and then Saylor with his second try assist of the evening. He's 13th of the season. You know, we talked about where the points are going to come from in the absence of Jack Welsby and George Whitby. Well, there's your answer.
He's had a really good game tonight. 15 remaining, but don't worry, lots of rugby league to come tomorrow. Dolphins night, 8:30, Sky Sports Plus, followed by Souths against the Storm, 10:30 on Sky Sports Plus. Then we're at Warrington Huddersfield, 2:55 on Sky Sports Plus, and then it's the Dragons taking on the Leopards, 5:25, and then Sunday, Roosters Cowboys, offload a wild one here. That's our main event on Sunday, and we've got Salford against Hull. And as always, the Bench Podcast and the verdict on Monday and Wednesday. Well, there's been some big hits going in tonight, but it's been some soft errors from Leeds that might end up being their undoing. And by his kick, a decent one, gets a good bounce. Lumble collected on his own 20. Well, Brad Arthur said at half-time about scoreboard pressure, and the scoreboard pressure on the champions as well. Wakefield still 16-6 in front. You'll see all the tries from that one right here on Sky Sports.
Two 10-point ball games, 10-point margins for underdogs in the two games that we've got this evening. What a season this is turning out to be.
If Wakefield do hang on, will surely be their biggest win back in the Super League. Good offload from Watkins. Here's Miller. Fires it to Bentley. Up to the 40 he goes. Time and tackles running out for the Rhinos. Here goes Palacia. Gets it away to Crofts. He's going to put the kick in. No, he goes short. McDonald tries to barge his way through. Flicks it back to Miller. Miller now pops up. Can he get it back to Croft? He can't. Last one for Leeds. 15 out. Can they find a quick response? Croft is going to hoist it high. They're after this here. Connor, who does it bounce off? It's gone backwards. They've padded it back. That's play on. That was played at surely by a Saints player. It's another set of 6. Well, Parsi and Stevens got in each other's way and nobody collected it for Saints.
The two biggest men on the field couldn't wrap up the ball. And Leeds once again, another change in momentum, another flip in what's been quite a remarkable game.
Here now goes Smith, finds Connor, short pass, Bentley's gone without it. Leeds have simply made too many errors to win a tight game tonight.
Yeah, just an anti-climax. Leeds fans watching the stadium and sitting at home. They'll be disappearing behind the back of the sofa. It's just a regulation pass and it's not brought in by Bentley. You could argue the merits of the pass, but Bentley's got to take that. And another let-off. Another let-off for St Helens.
Well, Brad Arthur has been nothing but honest with us when he's assessed the Rhinos' performances, and I'm pretty confident he's not going to be overly enamoured with this one. They gave themselves a chance with that Riley Love score right at the start of the second half, but I'll say it again, they've made too many errors to win a big game.
Yeah, they came out with real purpose, didn't they? And they've really jacked it up a notch defensively. Brodie Croft started taking the line on, but you're right, it's been an evening that's been peppered, not just mistakes, unforced errors.
Yeah. Delayed 20 away. It's not over yet, but a Saints score now will surely wrap it up. As Darryl Clark and Parsi go for a breather for Saints. Stevens plays. Here's Burns, his first Super League appearance of the season. And he gets cleaned up by Croft.
Shouldn't be allowed, should it? getting smashed by Brodie Croft.
Here's Knowles. Leeds rushing out, trying to put pressure on here. Oh, that's played out. That's played out. Leeds need to pick this up, and they will with Croft. 30 out from their own line. Pushes. People just take a moment to reflect on the speed and the ferocity of this game. Is there a twist in the tail? Here's Lum.
Square up, Noah! Stay with us, though, Jake, on the 10. Hold. Morgan, quicker than that!
Oh, it's gone backwards. Initially said Jack Smith, but now he says it's gone forwards.
And there you go, then, to underline your point, Mark, and the unforced errors, it has been absolutely littered with them. And it's just been so unlike what we've become used and accustomed to seeing over recent weeks. Look, the ball's not perfect, but this is a team playing with a real, genuine confidence in their own ability and one another's ability. And I make error number 12. Error number 12 from the Leeds Rhinos. That is just... that is so unlike them.
Let's pack it down.
Red Arthur, the Rhinos have got a tough run coming up as well. This will not be their ideal start to what is a very tough... Oh, there was a hand on that from Riley Lum. Now, you can look at that one of two ways. He might have saved a try for Robinson, but if he can get his hands on that, he's away at the other end.
Yeah, and I think he's... Do you know what? I think he's learning on the fly, he's Riley Lum, because Tristan Sale is so good at that little tip pass.
Well, this is what we said. Look, Lee next week, they're in good shape. Hull Kingston Rovers, the leaders, might be even further clear tonight as well. Then they were Saints again before Salford, and then a trip to Wakefield. So that is a mean-looking run for Leeds.
Off the ball, Jarrett! Stay on this line.
They were favourites coming into this one tonight, but Saints have put on a real strong showing here. They've been efficient and they've been ruthless when they've had the chances. Burns gets it away. Short pass taken in. Time ticking away. Here now, the ball works to Knowles, short to Lees.
Off the ball,
Here now, Moses and Bai, short, they rush out on Sailor. They got their man this time, they needed to as well. Newman shot out of the line. Last one, danger not yet done. Little rubber kick in, they need this to roll dead, and it does, just all calm and collected.
Yeah, you all the experience in the world, put himself between the ball and the oncoming chasers, and he's earned an extra tackle. 7 tackle set. He started by the Rhinos, they've got to get into gear. 8 minutes left, it's not beyond them. But this has got to be crisp and clean and threatening now for the last 8 minutes.
Certainly does. Here's Lasoni. Seems a long time ago he was running back that goal line dropout. Here now Palacia holds on this time. Leeds are getting desperate, very desperate indeed. Here's Watkins, offload again, magnificent service, gets it away to Croft. Croft over the 40. Leeds score here, it's very much game on. Oh, well done, Lasoni. That pass I don't think was meant for the big man, but he got it anyway. Good hands. Can Leeds set up a grandstand finish? Watkins to Croft, out the back to Miller. Miller gets it away, O'Connor. O'Connor now needs to find a pass. Gets it away to Palacia, nowhere for him to go. It's all a little bit disjointed for the Rhinos at the moment. Last one. They need something. Can Connor's boot provide it? It's a high kick. Saints may let this bounce. They may let it bounce. It's batted back. It's play on, and there might be a chance here. Wide to Hanley. Hanley tries to bump off Robertson. Still going Hanley. He's got to be going to ground. He's dropped it. And now there's trouble on the floor. And Hanley involved. Morgan Knowles has a word.
Well, I think there'll be some frustration in there because it's a set that started well. and then just fell apart as we got midway through the set. They had 7 tackles to work with, and they completely wasted the last 3. So Ash Hanley is just, I mean, it's unnecessary, but it's legal. You know, he's not tackled. You can make a player tackle however you want. And Morgan Knowles has just taken exception to that. So Ash Hanley caught in possession. Good scramble by St Helens. Nobody on him, nobody on Burns. It's not an illegal play from Ash Hanley, but I can see why it's unnecessary. You can see why Morgan Knowles has taken exception.
5 and a bit to go. O'Connor went hunting. Leeds are getting desperate now. He's going again.
He's trying to force something.
He's forced the error, O'Connor. Line speed.
Yeah, oh look, tell you what, he's decided, I am going to go and force something. I am going to create something for my team. The bloke is a prolific tackler. There's a fair bit of aggression under the bonnet as well. Look at the line speed for the first shot. That's a belter. Then look at him reloading. And then he lines up the biggest man on the field and goes, I'm having you as well. That's great work. What a brilliant 15 seconds. And he's given his team a chance.
Actions lead to consequences. Now can Leeds do what Saints have done so often tonight and punish errors? Here's Newman. Newman trying to slice through. We go inside the final 5. Watkins, whose offloading game has been outstanding tonight. But one of the few bright spots in attack so far. Here is Miller. Miller short. Lasoni takes the ball, but he's taken the ground. Walmsley in there with a big shot. Ball played now. Here they go. Palacia. He's hit hard by Morgan Knowles. He's been outstanding tonight, Knowles.
Got to get something out of this set, Leeds. Have to get something out of this set.
They do. They play it correctly. Here now is Brodie Croft. Here's Connor wide. Chance for Hall. Dagnall's got it. Ball offloaded back. Oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? McDonald offloaded the ball, and that might be it for Leeds. Saints might be home now.
They needed something, at the very least, to repeat set. It's great work from Dagnall on Ryan Hall. McDonald to Newman, and they had to keep it alive. They had to try something else. And Harry Newman just not quick enough with the hands to secure the ball and let off for Saints. And you feel that may be their last chance. 3.5 minutes left.
In a low-scoring, tight affair, as we thought it may be. But it's Saints on the right end as Mbai. I don't know if it was just outside the 40. Miller wasn't to know. Collects it on the full. Well, they've got to score in this set, Leeds. Or it'll be a first loss in 6, and their horror run of form against Saints will continue.
There's players out on the feet here. Alex Walmsley's left the line and collected Ryan Hall. There's players littered all over this field who are gasping for air. It's been a real high-octane game, Mark, as it's just been absolutely non-stop.
The frustration for Leeds will be their mistakes. Physically, they've been more than in the contest. Here's Lasoni now. Leeds desperate. They need something. Ball back to O'Connor. Short pass to Miller. Oh, Watkins was tackled without the ball there, wasn't he? Well, they've not got a challenge. Well, I think they're going to get the penalty.
Oh, look at the eyes. Look at the eyes of Callum Watkins. He's imploring the referee to come to a decision. He's just interfered with, wasn't he, by Whitley? And Johnny Lomax is going to challenge this.
Well, we're going to challenge here.
Smart challenge as well.
He'd already said challenge and then walked off. Just confirming that he definitely was.
OK, St Helens are challenging the decision of tackle about the ball, so you can see at this point Watkins is chasing the ball. And you can see he's interfered with there by Whitley before he takes possession. Therefore, the challenge is unsuccessful when the penalty stands.
You knew what the outcome of the challenge was going to be. That's a tactical intervention by the St Helens captain Just buys his time, 30 seconds, gets some water on board, reset in defence. Smart stuff. All the experience in the world, Johnny.
Yeah. Are we in for a grandstand finish here? Wigan have got a late try, but they trail by 6, and there might only be time for one more tackle in that match. They left it late last week against Huddersfield. They might have left it too late this week. Leeds have to score now, and even then they might not have time. They kick over the top. Miller, was he taken out off the ball? Referee's not having any of it, and that's it. Saints will bring the ball away. What about that for a result? Wakefield have beaten the champions. There'll be a big cheer over in East Hull for that one as well. Wakefield 16, Wigan 10. Champions beaten. Famous night for Darryl Powell. We'll have all the tries from that one after this one. All to react. 2 underdogs are going to come up with 2 big results here.
Not often you call St Helens underdogs, is it?
Not at home.
Sean has so many players, but I tell you what, they've shown some real grit here, some real toughness, and highlighted with some superb individual performances. Owen Dagnall on the left wing. I mean, second Super League game, what a performance. Morgan Knowles, as you said, just top draw from him, relentless stuff.
Here's Lomax, just sends it high. Lund can feel the Saints players coming. He's dropped it. Collected. Is that going to be another set? It is. Well, Saints don't need to do anything here, but they might just want to put a bit of salt on the wound. I think it's just going to be up your jumper time, isn't it? Is it? Lees almost breaks his way through. Time for a couple more tackles. Ball here to Lomax. Short here to Saylor. Saylor for the line to wrap it up. Saylor's over. That will do it for Saints. And Saints celebrate. The siren goes in the background. Another Leeds error. Another Saints score. Deja vu. But Saints have won it.
Oh, an emphatic full stop from the Red V in the form of Tristan Saylor. His 10th try of the season, couple of try assists in what has been a magical individual performance from him too. And take a look, following the mistake from the Leeds Rhinos, Harry Robertson's cleaned up a bobbling ball. But as this unfolds, this is Lee Breer's fingerprints all over this one. Just puts Tristan Saylor in some space. Fast man, in space, early ball, gets to run at a retreated defence, size between 2 players. And any Saints players and fans that were asking about where the tries were going to come from, where the creativity was going to come from, in the absence of all those first graders, there is Liam Breeze celebrating. Well, it has been answered emphatically this evening. Tristan Saylor, I mean, he has to be the go-to man, doesn't he? Has to be for the coming weeks. What a performance from that young man.
Well, Carl Felt is lining up the kick. He's going to have the shot at goal anyway. The Leeds players are in a huddle. I dare say there are going to be some strong words exchanged in that dressing room here at the Tully Wicket Stadium, because they have simply made too many errors. Saints have smothered them defensively. And Leeds' winning run comes to an end. They are delighted. Are there another 2 points on the board for Felt, who's lining this up like it's a match-winning kick? Well, they all count. And after all that, he's pushed it wide. Final kick is no good, but Saints were good tonight. They were very good. They led by 8 points at the break. Riley Lund got one back for Leeds, but Dagnall's try, followed by that of Tristan Saylor, means that it is a win for Saints. Felt like a big game tonight, but there's the reaction upstairs for Paul Wellington Co. A big, big win for them. The Saints go marching on. Leeds' run comes to an end. It's all over here. Saints have beat Leeds by 18 points to 4.
Mark Johns, thank you very much. Wow, what a Friday night of Betfred Super League action and results. The Leeds Rhinos have upset St Helens. They stay in 3rd. Saints grab a valuable 2 competition points and move to within 1 of Lee, who sit in 4th. And of course, we've seen Wigan go down to Wakefield. So now a 4-point gap has opened up between 1st and 2nd on the table. Wakey, the big winners as well, moving into the top 6. And of course, creating a gap between